Hey there, Aries Sun, Aries Moon, Aries Rising. Welcome to your Astro Dice reading. So, we got Aries showing up here. We have Mercury. Mercury is in your sign, moving retrograde, and we have the second house. Second house matters are around finance and self-worth and self-value and self-esteem. So that's what we're going to talk about. I'm going to put you on pause and I'm going to go work with Spirit to pick your decks, and then I'll be right back. We'll do your 9-card spread with some other advice. And in the meantime, if you could help me out by hitting that thumbs up, I'd certainly appreciate it. I don't understand the algorithm, but I know the thumbs up helps. All right, well, happy birthday season to you, by the way, Aries. So you guys are a little fired up. They sent me some incredibly fiery cards. We have the Gods and Titans, the Vikings. So I imagine that this is pretty much from that total solar new moon, total new moon solar eclipse that's happening in your sign on April 8th. It's got things moving along here. So, right, there you are. It is fired up action. Overall energy here is the card of sitting on go, waiting to go. I just want to say, though, I think the thing is that Mercury in your sign doing its little retrograde is going to, it doesn't station direct until the 25th of April and doesn't really get back up to speed until the 6th of May. And it may be that it takes all the way until the new moon in Taurus for you to really get things moving, which, if you are Aries rising, is your second house. Also, Mercury travels close to the sun. So if you're an Aries Sun, it is possible for a majority of you, well, for a lot of you, that you would have Mercury in your second house. And so there's just a lot of stuff happening here that's really super interesting in your first or second house. So, all right, what do we got going on here? Overall energy, we've got the burden, but the burden feels like, honestly, this feels like the burden of sitting and waiting for something to happen, because here, this dude looks like he's at the starting line. He's ready. Let's get set. Let's go. I want to go. In the area, I think you're looking to see, can I get finances to come in? Maybe you're waiting for information, like maybe you're waiting to hear if you've been qualified for a loan, or if that student housing is coming through, or a loan for a home. Although I don't, yeah, we do. We have the home right here because it kept saying home, home, home. All right, so some situation on the home. Maybe you need to do a home repair and you're waiting to get information. You're getting bids in from a contractor or something like that. Something about the resources. Do I have enough resources? What needs to be done? What has to happen? Also, home is where the heart is, and we do have the heart here in the outgoing card, which is lovely for it, considering all this fiery energy here in the area of resources. So here we have the resources and where I'm trying to get the information, and that's the house of the letter. And the house of the letter over here, we have the letter in the house of the fish. So mutually receptive. So there's definitely some information about waiting to receive the information that you need in order to know what it is that you need to do, in what direction it is you're going to go from here. And so the action to take is to remain hopeful. We have the Star card here. And but I think all the uncertainty, the area of what is depleting your energy, makes you think it's bad luck. So I feel like something happened and you were like, oh man, that too, really? And the obstacle here is the uncertainty of the moon. But I have to say that this moon, I'm recording this, it is the 24th. That eclipse is in, 11 and a half hours from now. And so that is the full moon eclipse in Libra. It is the house of partnership. It would be across the zodiac from you. I think it puts us into like this tunnel, like a wormhole almost, between the eclipses, that 2 weeks, right? And so we go from the full moon where we're releasing and letting things go, and then we move through this energy, and it's almost like we come out someplace new, especially when it is a new moon, total eclipse that's happening in the first sign of the zodiac, Aries. And so in the heart, you have the book and it's closed, and this is definitely about you going within to get the information, or maybe keeping something really close to your heart and not necessarily sharing with everyone. There's some kind of a burden there here, and there is nothing here. I take that back. So there's this burden in your heart, but the outgoing card is you sharing it with somebody, like having a heart. This is the heart, and here in the heart to heart we have this book, and so there's somebody. You open up to somebody. There's somebody that you can trust. So, oh my God, this looks like a house. Looks like an egg in a house. I've never seen this card before. So, number 17. Tawaz. These are runes, the Viking runes. So funny because I have another book on runes. I'm like, are we using that one? They're like, no, we're using this one. I'm like, okay. So have faith. All your hard work and sacrifice will pay off. Sacrifice, and this is a card of sacrifice. The cross there. All of your hard work and sacrifice will pay off. Self-sacrifice is necessary to achieve your goals. You will have success in legal matters, create something new, and it will grow into something powerful. Focus your will and strength with clarity. For some of you, you may be really cutting back on your finances because you don't want to live in that apartment anymore and you want to buy a house, or you want to live in a better apartment, you know. You don't want to, there's something about you don't want to be where you are and you want to be someplace else maybe, and so you have to tighten the budget, or you want to go on a vacation or a holiday or something, and so you're sacrificing and tightening up the budget right now so that you can put the money aside. I step forward knowing that it is not all about what is for me, but what is right for all. My will, I focus. What is new will flourish. My actions are louder than words. I am Tawaz. Oh, I'm sorry, Triwaz. There is no R, and yet it is Tyroz. Tyr was. So this dude sacrificed his hand to Fenrir the wolf for the good of his community. That is a major sacrifice. Community and family were of the utmost importance, right? And so we have this card of family and community right here in the area to be transformed. So, wow. Some of you may find that you have to move back home to care for your parents. There wasn't necessarily what you wanted to do. You grew up, you moved out, you're like, yeah, I'm out of here, and now you have to move back home. We have Dionysus, Anubis, and Nuada. Perfection. Anubis is the gatekeeper to the gates of hell, to the gates of the underworld. He is very protective. He was honored in Egypt for all the protection. And so you are being protected. Dionysus says to have fun, to find the fun where you can. But this guy right here looks like Braveheart. Look at this. Right? In fact, his little belt buckle there looks like it's in the shape of a heart too. All right, this dude we're going to read on. I love it when they pick books. I never use these decks unless they send me to them, and so I'm really sorry. They gave me 2 of those today. So we're all learning together. All right, so perfection. Love and appreciate your uniqueness and your imperfections. Question the cost of chasing perfection. Delight in who you are. So also I want to say it's not about protecting your reputation, because you already are being protected. And so some of you, sometimes we hit a financial setback and we don't want to ask for help because we don't want other people to look at us, right? Second house matters, self-value, self-worth, self-esteem, financial issues, right? And we don't necessarily tell other people But if we did, they would help lighten the load. And so even though this is a lot of fun here, it could be the fun is that your friends are like, man, you know what? Especially Aries, it's your birthday. This could totally be like a birthday celebration. We know you're not like, uh, they may not even say that to you. They may say this to each other. Look, they really can't afford to go out. How about we all get together and we'll take her out for her birthday, or we'll take him out, or we'll do this, or we'll do something special. And so be open to receiving, I think, from others here. But let's see who this guy is. He is the king of Erin. One of the mythical races of Ireland, the Tuatha De. Oh, I'm just butchering that. I'm not even going to try. Bloody battles being waged continuously. During one of the major battles, led by Nuada here, his sword of invincibility defeated. Wow, he has the sword of he has the sword of invincibility, and you have the protection of Anubis. If you don't get anything else out of this reading, you are protected. You are protected. I'm going to pull a couple more cards here. You are protected and you are surrounded by love, they just said. So either you are protecting members of your family or they're going to protect you. Members of your family aren't necessarily a blood relative. Sometimes those are those people that we choose as family in our lives. Sometimes those end up being much better relationships. But Aries, whatever is going on here, you have got, oh, look at this tall redwood tree and this bright sunniness. Okay, this really looks like growth. The best thing about every financial meltdown, global or otherwise, is learning that whatever was lost can be recreated, exceeded, and made better than it was before. Hold on loosely. And then plan the celebration now. Sweep the floor, clean the slate, pick a date, window shop, buy a few things, go out on a limb, rearrange the furniture, pick some flowers, and take some time off. No, not necessarily because the tipping point has been reached, but because this is how you reach it. Whatever is the sacrifice that you've been going through, and finances are involved in it somehow, okay? Somehow there's some financial strain to it, but it could be medical, it could be, but if there's finances involved. There's finances involved, and it's something around the home, what feels safe at home. You are being protected. And I want to say that even though you can't see what is happening right now, the message that you need is going to come in. And so retrograde is about going home sometimes. It's about going back to the basics. It's about reviewing and going over. Now, if you are dealing with a lot of financial documents or anything, make sure during Mercury retrograde that you are paying close attention to all the details, because that becomes a thing. But once Mercury stations direct on the 25th, and starts moving forward, and then we get to that new moon in Taurus, which rules the second house, I think you begin to see a light at the end of the tunnel. But in the meantime, get yourself ready. What is it that you need to do? What do you need to do to be prepared for it? So I had one semester left. I got a degree back in 2017 in nutrition and dietetics. I had that one semester left, and I ran out of money. I ran out of, I didn't have the money. And it was going to be like $3,500. And I didn't have that. So I also have my cleaning business, right? So I scheduled all my clients like I was going to take those classes. I signed up for those classes. I bought the books for those classes. I was ready. I was prepared. I was going to go. I don't know. I had no idea. And then I got an influx of cash that left me with $50 extra. I paid for everything, and then I still had $50 because I kept saying I have more than enough and there's more on the way. I have more than enough, and there's more on the way. I'd say that every day, every time I started to stress out, I have more than enough, and there's more on the way. And I would sit and repeat that over and over every night before I went to sleep. I just put it out into the universe. I don't know where the money's coming from. I have no idea, but it showed up. And so whatever is going on here, you are safe and protected. Start planning for the next stage. You're going to make your way through whatever this financial tightening is. I am the author of my own story. I'm going to post it, it'll probably show up here at the end. I did a video on these eclipses, and there is so much energy around this full moon eclipse that we're having today on the 25th. So already we'll have, by the time you see this on Friday, full moon eclipse here. And then it is a closing of a book, not a chapter. It is the closing of a book. And that new moon eclipse in your sign on the 8th, it's the start of a new story, a new book, a completely different set of circumstances, maybe cast of characters. I mean, maybe you will have altered somehow in such a dramatic way through this eclipse season. North Node in your sign is always pointing you into a new direction. And this one is so strong. This one is so strong. And so I am the author of my own story. Mercury. You get to write your own new story. You have here, I am a lovable person. For those of you who doubt it, here it shows up in the outcome card. You are surrounded and protected. And the right situation shows up when it's supposed to. I trust that my faith in the universe will give me all that I need in life. I have more than enough, and there's more on the way. I trust that my faith in the universe will give me all that I need in life. There is more than enough, and there's more on the way. So whatever this burden is, whatever has got you nervous about, can I keep a roof over my head, or whatever, it feels like a very heavy financial stressor. Hang in there. Don't go down the doom and gloom trail. Because if that's what you think is going to happen, that's what's going to happen. I am the author of my own story. But if instead, Aries, you tap into that optimistic side of you that is so beautiful and bright, and you say, I don't know how it's going to work out, but I'm not unlucky. Luck works in my favor. I am the luckiest person alive. Things always work out for me. I'm the luckiest person alive. Things always work out for me. If you choose these kinds of words, the universe will respond. Because right now during eclipse season, rapid changes, massive energy, and we are writing the story with our thoughts and our words. So pick the one you want to live in. All right? You guys take really good care. I'm on Facebook every day. I do, you could win a free reading. Talk about being lucky. If you are a member of my Facebook group and you leave a comment here in this video, you'll be in the drawing for the free reading that I give away every month. And I do intuitive astrology over there. So the link for that is in the description box below. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up and supporting this channel. And thanks for loving yourself enough to promise yourself that things work out for you, that you have more than enough. Things always work out. All right? You guys believe in it, and it will happen. I promise. You guys take great care. I'll talk to you soon.